Tonight on WTOP-10 Nightly News, Amtrak makes an important announcement that might impact people's Thanksgiving travel plans.
And what SUNY Oswego has in store for International Education Week.
Plus, a special report produced by a SUNY Oswego professors and students is set to air on Oswego's NPR affiliate.
WTOP-10 Nightly News starts now.
Good evening, and thank you for joining us. I'm Gabrielle Legatella.
And I'm Casey DeSalle.
Oswego's NPR affiliate, WRVO, will be airing a new special report exploring clean energy and our future in Central New York this Thursday with Oswego professor and producer Michael Rickey. Energizing CNY is a one-hour special that will explore how Central New York is helping New York State achieve ambitious clean energy goals.
4 broadcasting and mass communication students joined Professor Rickey to produce the program. Seniors Carissa Karki, Natalie Barden, Scott Brubaker, and Samantha Keeney, with the help and guidance of Professor Rickey, will introduce listeners to the people and organizations that are leading regional efforts to promote, adopt, and expand sources of sustainable energy. The program received support from the Shinneman Endowed Fund at SUNY Oswego, and production began this past February and wrapped in September.
One segment produced by our very own Clarissa Karki received an award of excellent in radio news from the Broadcast Education Association's On Location Student Creative Competition this past October. The piece will air on November 16th at 3 p.m. on WRVO.
Join the Office of International Education and Programs and the International Student and Scholar Services Office as they celebrate international opportunities and experience this week. From today through Friday, there will be numerous virtual and in-person events catered to those interested in studying abroad, as well as events for international students here at Oswego. The ISSS office has also collaborated with the Auxiliary Services Department to serve various cultural dishes in all of the on-campus dining halls throughout the week. Be sure to check back throughout the week so you don't miss anything.
With finals fast approaching, students will begin to flock to the library to begin their studying. Penfield Library on campus is open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. The library offers a 24-hour study room for students to get their late-night studying in. Students can access this space with their student ID. The space includes space for collaboration with comfortable furniture, vending machines, a computer lab, and the Laker print station.
SUNY Oswego professor and renowned novelist Robert Bob O'Connor is the next guest of the Living Writers Series class and will be a part of a public virtual discussion via Zoom November 15th. O'Connor is most recognized for his critically acclaimed novel Buffalo Soldiers that was later turned into a feature film in 2003 starring actors like Joaquin Phoenix and Anna Paquin. The novel reads as a metaphor for America at the time that many saw as ripping itself apart with drugs, violence, and racial division, which is, in some ways, organizers say makes his appearance this Wednesday timely.
The Oswego County Legislature approved all 34 resolutions that were proposed today. Before they heard the resolutions, the body also shared 2 proclamations. The first proclamation declared November Runaway Prevention Month. The national program will support struggling youth and try to understand their reasons for wanting to run away in the first place. The other proclamation will honor John Lyons and Nan Mashir, who were named Seniors of the Year for their contributions to the community. The weather today was definitely on the nicer end for Oswego this time of year.
Let's take a first look at your forecast with Storm Team 10 meteorologist Evan Bedron. Evan, is this the last bit of warm weather we're going to see this season?
Thanks, guys. As for those warm temperatures, those are on their way. But for those cold temperatures, those will be sticking around. Right now outside, it's 39 degrees, but with a feel stick of 36. I'm not sure if you can see this on camera, but you can now see your breath as you speak and breathe outside. It is just that cold. Last night, we did have some frost. And just a couple hours ago, we did have some lake effect thunderstorms roll through our area. Some apps put out over 500 flashes of lightning as the storms came off the lake through Oswego. And right now, they are going through the Syracuse metro area, dousing Syracuse with a lot of rain. So those warm temperatures are almost here, but tomorrow we will be seeing more cold temperatures sticking around our area. And as we head to the weekend, those temperatures will increase even more into the lower 60s. I'll have more of my full forecast coming up after the break, but first, back to you guys in the studio.
Thank you, Evan. New York Governor Kathy Hochul is expanding the state's Joint Terrorism Task Force to help combat the rise of anti-Semitism and other hate-related incidents. She says the problem has escalated with Israel being at war against Hamas in Gaza. As the holiday season approaches, the task force is getting a boost in personnel.
It's painful to me as the governor of this great state that has been known for its diversity and how we celebrate different cultures, different religions, different viewpoints. It's painful to see the cruelty with which New Yorkers are treating each other.
The governor said she's already deployed state police to help protect houses of worship and other locations susceptible to hate crimes or violence. Hochul urged New York residents to use the state's hotline to report hate and biased incidents of all kind. The total number of bias incidents investigated by the NYPD Hate Crime Task Force increased by 124% in October.
For all of our downstate students planning on using Amtrak to travel home this Thanksgiving break, Amtrak has made an important announcement that might affect your travels. Amtrak service remains suspended between Albany and New York City for the second day. Albany-bound Empire Line trains were canceled Sunday due to what Amtrak called unforeseen track closures. Reports say the closure stemmed from issues with a privately owned building in Hell's Kitchen that is located above the tracks entering Manhattan.
A man has been arrested in connection to last week's barn fire in upstate New York that killed more than 24 racehorses. Police say 32-year-old Boyd Fenton has been arrested and charged for the crimes. That fire at the Tioga Downs Casino Resort happened last Thursday and left 30 racehorses dead. According to state police, an investigation revealed Fenton allegedly entered the barn and intentionally set the fire, causing thousands of dollars in damage.
Flags at the UN flew half-mast at 9:30 a.m. across the globe today to honor those lost due to the ongoing war in Gaza. The faculty stood silently outside the facilities to pay tribute to the over 100 colleagues killed in the conflict. The UN agency supporting Palestinian refugees says that over 100 of its employees have died and nearly 30 have been injured in the Gaza Strip since the war erupted. The agency says this is the highest number of UN aid workers killed in a conflict in the body's history. Still ahead tonight, prison escapee Danielo Cavalcante faces additional charges.
Plus, conflict continues in the Middle East.
La 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 la.
Free.
La 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 la. La 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 la. Freeze.
I want to eat apples and bananas. I need to eat apples and bananas. Why can't I eat apples and bananas?
Support the Feeding America nationwide network of food banks to help provide meals to those in need. Join us at feedingamerica.org.
We'll deep dive into our feelings in our Real Talk segment. Stay tuned because it's about to get real.
And it could be your last chance to see one occur for 2 decades, as the next time one will be visible over the continental U.S.
He's May 84. Yarrow told police in the hospital that he had pressed the doorbell and waited.
They mix with oxygen and nitrogen and can briefly
Welcome back to WTOP. I'm Storm Team 10 Chief Meteorologist Evan Bedron. And it is cold outside. And looking at our 8 to 14-day temperature outlook, up here in the northwest, pretty cold. Those temperatures will be going on the downward side. But looking across much of the eastern Midwest, even off to the east coast, those temperatures will be on the upswing. Not tomorrow, though, as we will see temperatures in the mid-40s, maybe even lower 40s. But as you go into the rest of the week, into your weekend, we will see those temperatures start to increase into the lower 60s. Looking at our surface map right now, this low pressure right here, this will be tomorrow morning. This is what is bringing our thunderstorms that we saw a couple hours ago and these cold temperatures. But as you go throughout the rest of the day tomorrow, you'll see high pressure here centered around the Ohio River Valley into Pennsylvania. That will start bringing those warmer temperatures to our area, causing an increase in temperatures and nicer weather to return to Oswego. And as you go throughout the rest of your week into Friday, we can see this cold front right here. That's going to make its way over to Oswego later in the week on Friday, Saturday, and bringing some more rain showers, even a chance of snow on Sunday to our area. And on Wednesday, this is our best chance for high temperatures across the area. So right here at 55 in Oswego, Rochester will be its warmest at 59 degrees. And across much of central New York, those temperatures will be sitting around lower 50s to mid 50s and even some lower 60s across the areas if it's just right. And looking at our out-the-door forecast tomorrow, again, those temperatures 41 degrees at 9 a.m., reaching into 44 degrees as we head around lunchtime. And as you're on your way home from work in class, we see those temperatures start to decrease back into the lower 40s. And overnight, we will see those temperatures even reach to the upper 30s. So be on the lookout for some frost. We did have some frost last night, too. As you head out the door, you may notice some on your car as you head out to work and school. Looking at our precipitation chances, Tuesday, very, very minimal. This will be mainly in the a.m. hours before many people even head off to class and work. Wednesday, Thursday, dry, but as you go through Friday and Saturday, Friday will be our best chance for any sort of precipitation to reach our area. Just a quick line of showers, and again, Saturday will be the same story as Friday, another quick line of showers. As you go through Sunday and Monday, those chances will be very minimal, but that won't be any liquid precipitation. That would be snow or sleet. And looking at our 7-day forecast, Tuesday and Wednesday, very nice, mostly cloudy and partly sunny. So those clouds will be sticking around the area, but we will see finally see some sun return to our area. 44 to 55 degrees, another 10-degree upswing in temperatures. As you go throughout the rest of your week into the weekend, those temperatures will even increase even more, nearing 60 degrees. But again, on Friday, those rain showers will be making its way over to our area. And Saturday and Sunday, we will again see chances of showers. Sunday, chance of snow as those temperatures reach to the lower 40s. As you go into next week on Monday, temperatures staying around 43 degrees, but that sunshine returning to Oswego. That is all for my forecast. Now back to the desk.
Thank you for that weather, Evan. Requirements for high school diplomas in New York State may be expanding and changing. Today, a commission studying graduation requirements made a recommendation aiming to recognize that students need 21st century skills, such as critical and creative thinking, collaboration, and communication to be successful. Panel members said in their recommendations that they want to replace the 3 diploma types currently issued with 1 diploma with the option to add seals and endorsements.
Fort Ontario State Historic Site is once again set to serve as official location for National Wreaths Across America Day on December 16th this year. This marks the 6th anniversary of the fort's participation in the national event, which includes over 4,000 other locations across the country. This year's theme is Serve and Succeed, which stresses the importance of service and the positive way it can impact lives. The event begins inside Fort Ontario, followed by a wreath-laying ceremony at the Post Cemetery, where each veteran's name will be read aloud. The ceremony is free and open to the public.
The inmate that led police on a manhunt after escaping a Pennsylvania prison is now facing 20 additional charges for crimes he allegedly committed during his time as an escapee. Police filed new charges against 34-year-old Daniello Cavalcante. These charges include felony counts of burglary, criminal trespassing, theft, and possession of a firearm. In August, Cavalcante escaped by scaling up a prison wall, but he was captured 2 weeks later. In the Middle East, Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu says his country is determined to finish Hamas. While visiting soldiers, he said this to the end of a war.
This visit comes after the U.S. launches more airstrikes into Syria and Israeli troops advance further into Gaza. Laura Aguirre brings us more on the regional crisis.
U.S. airstrikes overnight into Syria, targeting groups affiliated with Iran's Revolutionary Guard.
These strikes are intended to disrupt and degrade the freedom of action and capabilities of these groups, which are directly responsible for attacks on U.S. forces in Iraq and Syria.
Units of the Israel Defense Forces are advancing deeper into Gaza Monday while keeping an eye on Lebanon, from where, the IDF reports, 2 mortar attacks were launched into northern Israel.
Will Hezbollah enter the fight from southern Lebanon into northern Israel and really expand this into a regional war?
Some hospital authorities in Gaza tell CNN the healthcare system has collapsed.
I know that both children's hospitals are non-functional. One of them, the staff had to leave babies, and they just had to leave them without any medical attendance because they feared for their safety.
Operating rooms are out of service. One doctor saying that anyone who needs surgery will die.
Hamas has refused the hospital staff to take the fuel that the IDF left for them.
One official says even if workers at Al-Shifa Hospital risked their lives to get the fuel, it would have only powered generators for 30 minutes. Israel claims Hamas has a vast tunnel network under the hospitals where over 200 Hamas-held hostages may be kept. One aid official says the next step is clear.
For both sides to stop fighting, release the hostages, and let's all be humans again.
I'm Laura Aguirre reporting.
Over 11,000 Palestinians have been killed in Israeli attacks on Gaza since October 7th, 2/3 of which are women and children. Injuries from the attacks have affected nearly 30,000 individuals.
A fire has forced the closure of a portion of Interstate 10, known as the Santa Monica Freeway, to downtown Los Angeles. The Los Angeles Fire Department said 2 separate pallet storage yards were involved in the fire, destroying multiple vehicles. Crews are now clearing the burned material while engineers are working to see how safe the bridge is. Authorities have no estimated time for reopening the bridge.
When WTOP-10 Nightly News continues, how the possible government shutdown may complicate your Thanksgiving travel plans.
And American women are projected to live years longer than men. Find out just how wide the gap is after the break.
Say, President Stanley, whenever there's bad weather, who would you turn to?
I'd turn to Storm Team 10.
No,
right
but you've
here.
got to say it like this. Storm Team 10. Say it with me. Storm Team 10.
Roll it.
Jill
Should
told
we
me it was
tell him?
Kitty from Glee. Yeah, what is it?
It's Al Roker.
Welcome back, and thank you for choosing WTOP-10 for your nightly news. In consumer news, women have consistently outlived men, but now American women can expect to live almost 6 years longer when compared to men. New data from the U.S. Centers for Disease Control and Prevention reveals that it's mainly due to differences in mortality rates resulting from COVID-19. In 2021, life expectancy for women was 79.3 years, compared with 73.5 years for men, the largest difference since 1996. Overall, Life expectancy for Americans fell more than 2.5 years since the start of the pandemic, down to 76.1 years in 2021.
A new study shows that cutting out 1 teaspoon of salt from your diet each day can help lower your blood pressure just as much as blood pressure medication. Researchers at Northwestern University say 70 and 75% of people studied saw a drop in their blood pressure. A teaspoon of salt is about 2,300 milligrams. That's the top daily limit for people over 14 years old. However, the American Heart Association recommends a diet with less than 1,500 milligrams of sodium each day.
If you're traveling by air during Thanksgiving, chances are you may not have the smoothest ride this year. AAA's Thanksgiving travel forecast predicts one of the busiest holiday periods on record. That's on top of complications like a possible government shutdown. Amy Kiley reports on what to expect.
A AAA forecast out today predicts this Thanksgiving will be the 3rd busiest on record for travelers. It estimates over 55 million people will venture 50 or more miles from home, and travelers could face more headaches than just congestion. Los Angeles is scrambling to reopen this critical section of I-10 after a devastating fire over the weekend.
This is an emergency. This is not going to be resolved in 1 or 2 days.
A possible government shutdown this coming weekend would have a broader impact. The White House is warning airline passengers could face long wait times and delays.
November 2.
The U.S. already has a shortage of air traffic controllers. A shutdown could make that worse.
That would force the FAA to suspend hiring, close its training academy, delay the pipeline of new controllers, delay modernization.
TSA employees would have to work without paychecks.
From what I hear, we're looking to surpass some records here in Atlanta over this travel holiday season. So to be in a government shutdown during that time is not going to be good.
Workers at Atlanta Hartsfield-Jackson Airport say they're especially concerned.
Atlanta is the busiest airport in the world. So, you know, a slowdown here slows down everything else, and we just do not want that happening.
I'm Amy Kiley reporting.
This weekend was an exciting one for sports, especially for our Oswego men's basketball team.
Zach Malamud brings a full sports report after the break, but first, can you give us a quick preview, Zach?
Yeah, thanks, guys. Oswego men's basketball got their season underway this weekend. Plus, how did Syracuse do at Yankee Stadium? Stay tuned to find out after the break.
Hey there, I'm Al Roker, class of 76. Yes, way back in 76. Back when the earth was cooling. You're watching WTOP.
The Kinda Late Show with Chloe and Anna. Like licorice, Twizzlers, absolutely nasty. The thought of turkey is just nauseating.
I think you're wrong, is what I think.
You think I'm wrong a lot of times.
I do think you're wrong a lot.
When you look at the number of disasters in the U.S., chances are every area will deal with some kind of emergency in the next decade. And between school, sports, and social lives, chances are you won't be with your kids when it happens. Will they know what to do? Ready.gov/kids has the educational tools and information to make the conversation easy. When the time comes, chances are they'll feel prepared, not scared. So talk with your family today.
Put the keys down, Kevin. But I'm gonna drive home. There are several warning signs present that you shouldn't be driving. I guess I have really been looking for love in this dating app. Yep, I'm definitely gonna call a ride home.
Welcome back to WTOP-10 Nightly News. I'm Zach Malamud with your Monday Night Sports Report. Let's start on the hardwood. The 6th-ranked Oswego State men's basketball team picked up where they left off last season in the 2023 Max Hill tournament this week. On Friday, the Lakers defeated SUNY Poly 104-66 behind 19 points from star senior guard and tournament MVP Jeremiah Sparks. Then on Saturday, Oswego State took down RPI in the championship game by a final score of 73-45 through 14 points and 12 rebounds from senior forward Cartier Bowman. The Lakers will defend home court again on Tuesday when they host Clarkson at 7:30 p.m. From the hardwood to the ice, the Oswego State women's hockey team grabbed their first SUNYAC win of the season on Friday with a 5-1 victory down in Morrisville. The Lakers had 5 different scores in this one, with both Rachel Corbett and Ashley McGrath putting up a goal and an assist. Oswego State outshot Morrisville 41-13 on the evening. The Lakers have 2 games next weekend at SUNY Cortland and on Friday versus Buffalo State on Saturday. To the gridiron we go as the Las Vegas Raiders just edged by the New York Jets 16-12 on Sunday Night Football. The lone touchdown in this one came from the Raiders rookie tight end Matthew Mayer to give Las Vegas the lead in the 4th quarter. Jets quarterback Zach Wilson finished with 263 passing yards, no touchdowns, and an interception. New York gets a huge test next week as they'll travel to Buffalo to face the Bills on Sunday. Staying on the gridiron, the Syracuse Orange defeated the Pitt Panthers 28-13 on Saturday in an ACC matchup that took place at Yankee Stadium in the Bronx. Defense and the running game was the story in this one for Syracuse as they forced 4 Pitt turnovers and ran for 382 yards. That 382 was their most on the ground since 1994. With 2 games remaining, the Orange are just 1 win away from a bowl game. They'll face Georgia Tech in Atlanta on Saturday night with kickoff set for 8 o'clock. Now let's take things to the Mecca, Madison Square Garden, as the Hornets face the Knicks on Sunday afternoon. We start in the 1st quarter, tied at 15. Jalen Brunson into the body of Theo Maledon, an and one for Brunson. He had 20 on the afternoon. Later in the quarter, Knicks up 2. Isaiah Hartenstein says, "I'll eat that for breakfast." Swats away Theo Maledon, one of his 2 blocks in this one. Time running down in the first. Emmanuel quickly. How about at the buzzer? He had 4 threes off the bench. The Knicks take a 7-point lead into the next frame. In the second, Knicks up 13. Quentin Grimes to R.J. Barrett with authority. 7-foot Mark Williams, look out below, big man. As now we move to the 4th, Knicks in full control, quickly finds Barrett in the corner, knocks down the 3, Barrett's 4th three-pointer of the game. He'd finished with 24 points on the day. Knicks moved to above 500 at 5-4. Charlotte moves to 3-6. Knicks look ahead to tonight's matchup against Boston.
Thank you for that awesome sports recap, Zach. Before we get off the air tonight, can we have a final look at our weather?
Yeah, so tomorrow's going to be another cold day, but the good news is throughout the rest of the week, we will see this temperature start to increase towards the lower 60s, even the upper 50s. But the sad thing is there will be more rain this weekend with even a shot of snow into Sunday, as those temperatures will start to decrease back again to the lower 40s, even in the upper 30s and the higher elevations. So the snow is still not out of our forecast, still some little bits of snow here and there throughout the area as we go throughout the rest of your week into next weekend.
And Zach, is there any games that you're looking forward to this week?
So basketball is playing tomorrow against Clarkson. A huge game this weekend. Geneseo comes to town to face the Oswego men's hockey team. A very big matchup at the Deb, and it should be a good one. Women's hockey also in action. Lakers hockey as well. The men's team are in action on Friday against Brockport.
Thank you.
Awesome. Well, that's our report for tonight.
Be sure to stay tuned for our next show.
Thank you for watching.
Have a great night, everyone.